Hey everyone, wanted to jump on here real quick and give you my first thoughts and impressions of the new 3S series of paddles from Joola that just dropped. This isn't a full-blown review, this is sort of my first impressions of hitting the paddles. Before going any further, I will mention that I am a Joola sponsored professional. I've been playing with Joola paddles for over 2 years now, and I do have affiliation with the brand, so keep that in mind as you are listening. Also do want to highlight real quick that these are UPA-A certified. I believe they're the first paddles that are UPA-A certified, stamp right here on them. They are not USA Pickleball certified. As far as the UPA-A certification, do not fully know what that entails. I will try to link something here to their press release, but I do believe they're looking at materials as well as performance in the paddles. They are eligible to be used on both the PPA tours as well as MLP, which is why you probably saw Colin using this paddle this past weekend and Anna Bright using this paddle as well. But as far as the review, what I thought, things of that nature, I use mostly the Magnus paddle. That's the paddle I was using prior with the Gen 3. I was using the Magnus. First off, it felt great in your hand. Joola went to this black grip, has a little bit more tact, and sometimes you just put something in your hand and it feels right. And immediately that translated into me hitting better drop shots. The forehand topspin drop felt great in these paddles. Both 16 millimeter and 14 millimeter felt great. As far as what I like better on the 16, resets always feel a little bit better on the 16 for me, as well as the backhand slice drop. Feels like that maybe just inherently you want that ball to be on the paddle face a little bit longer, so having a little bit thicker core, less dwell time would make the most sense for hitting that drop shot. 14 was more than adequate. I will say that probably a little bit more power on the counters as well as the drive with the 14, but still plenty of giddy up here in the 16 when you needed it. Game's getting faster, so I can see myself really hitting a lot of drives with the 16 and then being able to have soft enough feel and touch with the paddle to then drop that fifth. So this paddle did that. As far as where it relates to the original Gen 3 paddles, probably Gen 3 maybe had a smidge more power than the 3S does, but I honestly personally would give up a little bit of power if it meant my drops were constantly going in the kitchen. Either way, tons of power. I don't think that it is hurting at all in that department, and really loved hitting the 14. The one paddle I didn't love as much was the Hyperion. Started with the Hyperion with Joola over 2.5 years ago now. Loved it, arrow curve shaped, all black paddle. I used the 16. This week only had the 14 available for me to test. So didn't love it as much. It could have been, hey, 5 minutes where I was off, but I still felt good in the hands, just didn't react the way I would like it. What I did like, which sort of surprised me, was the Scorpeus. Both the 14 and the 16 drops felt great, resets felt great, dinks, obviously all that stuff, but I always felt like I lacked a little bit of power from the baseline counters. These things were fantastic, but I lacked a little bit of power on the drives from the baseline with the Scorpeus 14 and 16. Was not the case, which is great because I put a lot of newer, more so beginner competitive players in the Scorpeus paddle because they're more prone to miss wide, width-wise versus height-wise, and so the width of this paddle gives them a little bit more grace, increase the sweet spot a little bit, but to know that they can put this paddle in play and get some additional power from the baseline that maybe they hadn't previously is fantastic. I'd be remiss not to mention Ben's Perseus paddles, both the 16 and the 14. I think this is just becoming the industry standard for what a great paddle is. Got the more so traditional elongated shape, but tons of power, tons of feel to it. Initially, I think a lot of people went to the Perseus because they loved the Hyperion, but when Joola and Ben dropped the Perseus paddle, they did not have that technology available right away in the Hyperion. Eventually the Hyperion C2 came along, but everyone was in the Perseus already and most people stuck with it. I think a lot of people that were playing the Perseus are going to be just as happy sticking with this. Tons of power, tons of stick. This is really, if you're playing singles, doubles, this is probably the best all-around paddle on the market at the moment. I really like it. I think that pretty much wraps up the review. I did want to just here, I'll bop a couple paddles just so you can get a feel for what the sound looks like. This is a 16. Here we have a 14. Sounds pretty comparable. As far as the grit on the paddle goes, let's see. Yeah, all these paddles have adequate plus grit. Oh, maybe the 16 Scorpeus has a little bit more grit. Yeah, that feels great. All the other ones, more than enough grit to grip the ball as you were swinging through impact. So yeah, can't wait to get an opportunity to play an actual event and put these in the bag. Again, these are UPA-A certified. They are not USA Pickleball certified. So please look into that before you go ahead and make the decision and buy these. But it's nice to have the full lineup of Joola paddles available. Again, Perseus, Magnus, Scorpeus, and then the Hyperion. While I only have the 14, this paddle will be available in 16 in the Ben Johns, as well as 16 in the Simone Jardim. So I think with that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right in the bag, and I gotta throw the ball for my dog, and then I'm out of here. Crew, circle, catch it. Oh, missed it. That is not a review, that's a first impression from someone that is sponsored by Joola, but excited that the new Gen 3S or the new Joola 3S paddles are available. See ya. But wait, there's more. Hang around. I have 30 plus minutes or so of me actually demoing all the paddles. You get the raw, real reaction as I'm hitting them, dinking, dropping, driving. So go ahead, check that out. If you have any questions about the paddles, feel free to drop me a line. Questions, comments, I'll answer what I can and what I know. But excited, again, full lineup of Joola paddles are back. Joola 3S series is here. Come on. All right, so getting my first hits with the new UPA-A approved Joola Magnus 3S. I'll give you a little bit of a lowdown on what I'm thinking. So first thing, I like the grip. New grip, got a little bit more tack, I think, than the previous grip. As I was feeling the grit. Nice grit to it. I haven't missed yet, so now I'm gonna start playing safe, but we'll see how it goes. You normally miss that first ball right after you say you haven't missed. Ah. The defense. Balls out of the air feels really good. Ooh. That's the biggest thing for me up at the kitchen, balls out of the air. And if I can generate some spin on the dinks, so get some rolls. Oh, yeah, I was retreating there. Oh, first miss. All right, that was 16 millimeters. Go check out 14. Already hit this one a few times. I'd say previous iterations of paddles, going down to 16, I lost a lot of touch. With the Gen 3, I felt like I had as much touch with the 14 as with the 16, and that sort of feels like the case right now. Oh, God, terrible footwork. Oh, I deserve that one. Oh, too much power on the around the post.
probably goes in with the 16. All right, we'll see what we can do from a reset standpoint. Oh, terrible. That was terrible me. Paddle still feels pretty good. Get in the kitchen, nice. My dog's dropping the ball in. Late on the counter. Oh gosh, I missed it. It wasn't me, or that was me. Oh, pretty good with the resets with the 14. I normally play the 16. Oh, there we go. Finally got a backhand. See what the drops look like. Those are about as good as I can hit drops. Drive. Flying a little bit on that backhand side. I think no matter what paddle, if you hit it right there, it won't be good. Or there. Pretty good spin. I'd say power feels good. I don't think it's overwhelming at the moment. I will say I normally have some lead tape on here. Topspin on the forehand drop's good though. Really good. Yeah. All right, just hit a couple drops for drive. Ooh, home run. All right, only other thing I want to do is hit some counters, but felt pretty good. I'd say almost felt power more with this one. You guys feel 14 more power, I think, to be expected, but both topspin drops felt great on both. Probably a little bit better on the 16, but me hit some counters and we'll see. So feel free to just put one into me. John, here. Ah! It's always advisable when you're drilling with two people to have them have the same name. Makes it easy. $16 is nice, we like that. Or 14 is nice. Hey man, what's up there? I know, right? Ah! Ah! John, can that see me when I'm over here? This is almost unfair because he also has the same power, so I can't tell how powerful it is. Oh, oh, we almost got it. And if this has slingshot power, it's next level. Counters for him pretty well. We got 14 or 16? 14. That felt really good. I honestly don't think I need to let it right now, which is mind-blowing. Good shot. Can you rip some serves? A smidge deep on a couple of those, but I think those last two are right on. All right, I want to hit some force. You guys drop or drive. Good drops. Wait. We brought out 9 paddles and 2 balls. Yep, it's always going to be good. Yeah, good drop. Ah! 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 That was so bad. That was really good. Shot. No! All right, last one. I just run it like a couple dinks. Cross court, backhand. John, I'll speed them up at you. You just counter them right at my feet. Sorry. All right, last two. Then I'll switch it up. Ah! Ah! Thought you were blasting at me. All right, I guess Colin's paddle, I gotta go on the right side. Back. You heard it? Clean winner. Clean winner. So good. Oh, I hit on the handle. Don't love that one?
It's just so tiny.
The grip?
The paddle.
What do you mean?
So tiny.
Out? Out? All right, like 3 more. Stop.
No, you bastard.